right here and tell you all that comes to me. And if you have something to say, you should say it right now.
Here you go, filming us, filming me and your voice.
Oh, all right, great.
Hold up for me.
Gave you the benefit of the doubt till you show me what you were about. Your true colors came out. Oh, and your words couldn't hide the sin. 'Cause the truth about we've been is in a fragrance I can't recognize. Just standing there, scratching your head, bloodshot eyes, drunk with regret, hanging yourself 10 feet over the edge.
Good afternoon and thank you for joining us. I'm Selena and I'm talking with Hosea Chanchez. He plays Malik on the sitcom The Game. It's renewed now and it's going to be on BET. How are you, Hosea?
I'm fantastic.
Great.
The weather out here in Los Angeles just took a turn for the better today, so I'm really good.
That's a good thing because you guys had the mudslide problem, was it?
Oh my God, it was raining for like 8 days here. And today's the first day we got to see the sun and the sky.
Oh, it's a Christmas blessing for you, perhaps.
I would agree.
All right. Well, are you going to be...
Unfortunately, it's going to rain again on Saturday night, but we'll get to enjoy Christmas Eve.
Yeah, that'll be a plus. So you're going to be staying in the area for Christmas?
Yeah, I'm going to stay here in L.A.
All right.
I made a choice to just stay here instead of going home this year.
And where's home for you?
Home is Alabama. Alabama and Georgia. My family's in both.
Wow. But you'll be calling on the phone, won't you?
Oh my God, of course, I'll be on the phone the whole day.
Okay.
Explaining why I didn't send any gifts home.
Uh-oh. Yeah, they don't want to hear that.
They don't want to hear that, right?
Wow. Well, talk about, so you had your roots down south in Atlanta. What gave you the acting bug? How'd you get out there to California to start pursuing acting?
You know what? When I was little, I used to babysit myself with the television and, Bill Cosby, Martin Lawrence, Will Smith, Martin Lawrence, all the TV greats and giants influenced me to being an actor. Richard Pryor, I remember seeing a Richard Pryor special when I was really young that I wasn't supposed to watch. And I fell in love with Richard Pryor because he was like the man. He made everybody laugh and was funny and charismatic. So from, I think, about 5 years old, I had the bug of acting and entertaining. And then I translated that into school and was the class clown. But yeah, since I was about 5, I would say.
Right, very interesting. So how do your family feel about this? Did they support you in that or tell you to stop acting silly or what?
You know what, my family, well, when I first started, my grandmother, she passed, my dad's mom passed away, but she really understood me more than anybody in the sense of, I would get in trouble in school for acting out, and she'd take me to McDonald's and tell me not to tell my mom. Because she understood that I was really just getting out my artistic side, and it wasn't necessarily acting out that I was doing, but, entertaining. And she understood it because we do it, with me and her at the house while she's cooking or whatever. We always just do some crazy, funny stuff to make my grandmother laugh. So she understood it, but, the rest of my family just thought that I was a little badass kid who needed discipline in my life.
Wow, but it certainly paid off for you. So in your career, do you enjoy doing the comedy more so than drama, or do you like to do a little of everything?
You know what? I like to do a little bit of everything. I'm actually from the school of drama myself. This is the first comedy that I'd ever done. The first time I actually got to really do some comedy on this show. So I'm a fan of both, to be honest with you. And I feel more comfortable doing comedy now than I did before. So yeah.
Great. Well, with the show The Game, ending on CW, did you think that this is a character that you were going to be getting back into when BET picked it up, or did you just feel like that was the end, as shows do end?
You know what? In the very beginning, I thought that it was the end, and I just wanted to move on, even though there had been a lot of talk about the show coming back since the day the show was canceled. Once we, built up some steam, and the fans did these campaigns, and they wrote in and they made calls, and I thought there actually could be a little hope, but then I quickly let that go and just kind of tried to move on with my life, because it just doesn't happen, and especially at the time that it did happen, a year and a half, 2 years later. Really, that never happened.
Wow. But it turns out to be a miracle, I guess, for the game. So the original cast, is that who's back for the BET series?
Yes, the original cast, all 6 of us, were back, full effect, for the new season.
Very nice. And Malik, talk about your character as Malik, having his mom kind of tugging on his ear on the show.
Well, you know what? This season will probably be one of our most controversial seasons. I think this is personally the best season that we've had, writing-wise, character-wise, and even acting-wise, getting to see some of my colleagues do what they do. And I know I pulled a lot out of myself that I never had to even use before. So this is definitely going to be the best season, most controversial season, I would say.
Okay.
Not just because we're coming back, but because of what the characters are going through. Fast forwarding 2 years later, a lot of what you thought the characters would be doing, and a lot of who you left them off to be, they have changed, which is really smart on the producers and writers' parts, because we actually all have changed and evolved. So they fast forwarded us 2 years later from the last time that you saw them, and you get to see their lives and the result of the past 2 years. So it's not probably going to be what you expect.
All right. It's going to be interesting. We're looking forward to seeing how it has panned out for a lot of the situations that the characters had. How about working with the cast? Do you like this group of people? Do you get along well?
You know what? I hate every one of them.
No, you don't.
No, seriously, I hate them.
Really?
I hate them all. No, I'm just kidding. No, seriously. It's really like working with your family. It's like a family reunion. That's what we all said. It felt like just being home with your family, with the people that you love, that you miss, that you get to work with, because we see each other, 16 hours a day. So we see each other more than we saw our families, So you become closer than family, and it's not a perfect world by far. But
neither is family.
Yeah, exactly. But this group of people, the 6 of us in particular, are so bonded by this experience, by the CW's experience of trying to make something work, and trying to prove to a network, because we spent every single year, trying to prove to them that we're good enough. That we have not only the fan base, we have the material, and now it feels like all of that hard work, believe it or not, years later, actually has paid off, So it's a great thing being back working with the cast, because we all worked so hard to make something great, and then, now we get to see the fruits of that labor with BET.
Wonderful. So tell me this, when you were in your off season, I understand you started your own organization, Watch Me Win. You want to talk about what that's about?
Yeah, Watch Me Win is youth empowerment initiative. I created this to serve as a way for youth to overcome society trends, status quo, and things of that sort. I noticed that there's a lack of empowerment in today's society with our youth. It's not a at-risk youth foundation, because I believe every child in today's society is at risk. So what I created was something that would serve as a base of knowledge for individuals to overcome certain things and to use their minds to overcome the circumstance, because that is the base to every downfall in every child's situation, in my opinion. It's not the school system, it's the will and the empowerment to go to school. It's not the dropout rate, it's the empowerment to see beyond circumstance. It's not living in the ghetto, it's the power to see beyond the 4 bricks that you are living in to a better situation. And once you can overcome, those circumstances that every one of us have, you are limitless and powerful in that right. and just teaching kids how to be successful in life, and not success in a monetary way, but success meaning living in your purpose, and teaching them the difference between your purpose and your passion. Acting is my passion, but my purpose is watch me win. And once you discover and develop those traits and those tools in your life, you're limitless in what you can do.
I like
so
that.
that's a little bit about what Watch Me Win is about. It gets a lot deeper than that, though, in the curriculum and everything.
All right, I like that a lot. I like how you put it too. Acting is my passion, and then you have another purpose that you mentioned. So as far as some of your other projects, are you allowed to talk about some other things that you've done? I know you did some filming.
I did 3 films, and that was really a conscious decision, because before I never really wanted to do film, because all the actors and everybody that I grew up enjoying and liking, and the reason I wanted to be an actor was because of TV. So I was a fan of TV, and even though all of them have actually grown forth and become movie stars, I was more so into the television side of it. But now I wanted to venture out and just experience film a little bit more. So told my manager, let's try to find some film roles.
Okay. And it happened for you.
Yeah, and it happened. I mean, it's a huge blessing. It's film and television. They're so different, but so much alike. The processes are so different. Film, actually we shot the game. This season is much like a film. We did it like a film, all out of order. And we'd be on one scene one day and another scene from a whole other script the next day. So much like film is how we shot the game. So I got to experience that a little bit more,
right,
the past 3 months.
And then they put it all together. Do you ever watch yourself after when the finished product? Do you ever watch?
Oh my God, yes. Oh yeah. You know what? I'm a fan of this show. Like, this show is the only time I've ever really watched myself, because I just want to see what the characters are going through.
Mm-hmm.
I can actually take that ride outside of myself. So that is something that this show has actually brought for me, is to be able to watch myself and really enjoy it as just work and not really critique it.
Okay, well, I don't want to stop talking, but I know we've got to wrap it up. Let me just ask you another question. Since you do work with kids, what kind of advice would you have for them if one of them said they wanted to be an actor, especially with Hollywood being a little different than it has been, all the reality shows out there, and I don't know how many roles there are for scripted roles. What would you think? What would you tell them?
Don't take no for an answer.
Mm-hmm.
Know what you want, go after it, and have a plan. And most importantly, study your craft. No matter what anybody tells you, no matter how natural or raw the talent is, you can always learn more. In this business, it's like being a basketball player. You never stop training. It's like being an athlete. You should continue to train and study and hone your craft, because it's rough out here. It's guys like me trying to take your job before you even get one.
Well, it's good for the kids to know at an early age also, to not take no for an answer.
If you're 12 and I can play 12, trust me, I'm going in for the run.
That's cute. That's cute. Do you have any kids of your own?
Not yet. Not yet.
So in the future.
In the future.
All right, we'll have to hear back from you on that one then. Tell everybody when they can see you on the game. Do you know what network it's on, what time?
Yes, absolutely.
BET, obviously.
The new episodes premiere January 11, 2011 at 10 p.m. Check your local listing. It's an hour-long episode, an hour premiere, guys. You're going to love it.
All right, and one more thing. What else is in store for you this year, coming year?
More films this year, and producing some projects that I have in the works right now, and some music.
Okay, music. You sing?
I do a little bit of everything. I write, I'm starting to produce some music. Yeah, so.
Okay. Very nice. We'll be looking forward to that. We'll be looking.
It'll be a good year.
Great to hear it. That's Hosea Chanchez again. He is Malik on BET, and again, you can watch him starting on January the 11th of 2011, and we'll be looking for that music also.